That's how you know when you don't fuck up. There it goes. Perfect. Remember, measure twice, cut once. And remember, with that ramp, we got tons of space for that ramp. I think I'll just put this video up in just one large chunk. Now I'm gonna trace it again, but this is for the actual like bunker itself. I'm not worried about like super overall size. I want this trace is going to be the actual size of the bunker, because I'm gonna you'll see that I'll cut out some of the styrofoam so I can sink the bunker into the ground, or into the base. This is one reason too why I wanted to do the bunker like this instead of the regular like hardy board or whatever I normally buy, the backer board shit, because I wanted to sink it into the ground. You could still do the look, you can fake it. So like if you did like if you watch my other bunker videos, I don't know if I did that, but if you put it like on a flat piece of wood for the base, you could take styrofoam and just cut it at an angle. So after you have your base set up, cut the base like maybe 2 or 3 inches wider than the whole bunker, and then just run the foam at an angle up to the front of the pillbox or the bunker, and it'll look like it's in the ground. It's like there's one trench video I did where all the trenches are above ground, so they're on like the little hardy backer bases. So I built the wall, and then I put like styrofoam in front of it and just cut it at an angle, so it looks like the earth has come up, and it looks like it's in the ground a little bit, but it's really not. But it gives you that like effect and shit. So the same with like the pillbox. If you made a bunker or a pillbox and you had the dirt piling up to it on the outside, it kind of gives you the illusion that it's in the ground like this, even though it's like flat with everything else. Yeah, I raised it just a little bit so you could see the bottom. I didn't want it like all the way in there. Then I just glued that shit in. And if you're doing like a chaos version of this, you put like spikes and shit all over it. Usually I don't do like a lot of chaos, or really any chaos stuff. I've made chaos terrain. I might do some more in the future, but I don't play chaos anymore. I just think they're like just boring space marines. I just prefer regular space marines, and now I'm really big into orcs, so I'm really enjoying the orcs. I wish the squats had more like mining shit, like coming out of the ground, like drills and stuff. I was really disappointed with the squats. I like their like trucks and their bikes and shit and the way they look, but it's like they're like supposed to be in the fucking miners and shit. Give them mining drills and shit. I just think wasted opportunity. You could always add more shit, but you know, the squats aren't really squats. They're space squats or clones or whatever the hell they try to do. And so that wall I just put in there, that's going to seal off the front room. That's going to actually give you a room. And that's the size of it, but cut it to fucking fit. That's what I did. Okay, so back to the ramp. And all I do is just put the ramp down there and trace it. The reason why the edit's the way it is because I did the ramp later, and you have to fucking put it on the base to get the ramp to sit right. And that's it. That's just like how it is. Get the stand up. I think I cut it. Yeah, I cut it perfect. Shit. And all I do is make another copy of that. So I just take that piece and duplicate it. Real simple. And you want to, well, for me, you don't have to do this part. But I left like that edge out because I'm going to put like a little like handrail wall. You know, safety first, guys. You know, you can't build like high up and not have rails and shit. Guys fall down, break his legs, his neck. And, you know, I had a piece of foam laying around and I just cut it in half down the middle, thinned it out a little bit. Perfect. That's it. Simple, looks simple, super fucking easy. And so this is the top part. And it's pretty much just like a little like miniature concrete, I don't know, a little fortification on top of it. You could put like a mortar crew, put like snipers up there, some kind of like artillery. Like it would be really cool. Like I don't know. I just saw the new Imperial Guard artillery units. They have like that big. It's not like almost like a howitzer. It's almost like a giant Pack 38 or whatever, Pack 40. Big fucking cannon. And then there's the other weird one with the it's like almost like two, they almost look like revolver cylinders, but they like almost like a weird Nephelwerfer launching thing. It's fucking huge. They're a lot bigger than the heavy weapons teams, but you know, you could put something like that on top of here. It look pretty fucking badass. I don't know how you would get it up there, but you know, you don't have to like explain yourself when you do that shit. And like this last piece I put like right there, you could, it looks fucked up now, but I'll fix it later because they're not in order, or they're not in the pieces aren't where they should be. And this I didn't measure really well or anything, just cut to fit. Don't worry about it too much. You just have to get things to line up kind of well. And then like when you do the mortar and shit, or the texturing, it's going to cover up all your seams and stuff and look good. With that one bottom piece, you don't have to put there if you don't want. Yeah, I had to like figure out which one. I should have fucking, like with the pieces before, like I actually numbered them. And this one you don't, and then you have to like, oh, does this go here? Does this go here? Eventually you figure that shit out. But I like showing like everything. So if I like fuck up, you'll see it. Every now and then I get a message that's like, oh, your stuff's so perfect. Or when they watch like Rob's art videos, people think like he never messes up when he's doing paintings and shit. It's like, of course you mess up. You just don't see it because we just don't put it out there. But everybody fucks up. Don't think you're gonna get into like train making and you're not gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck up, and most of like stuff with styrofoam, just get some filler and stuff. It's not the end of the world. You'll be able to fix it. Even like this, like the top pieces, none of them are like fit just right. Some of them was damaged because they came from like boxes and stuff. That like electronics and shit came in. So like some of the, you'll see a little bit later that like I cut pieces to make them look nice, like to make them look damaged, but it was really just to make like just corner off pieces and make them look like they fit better than they actually did. It's styrofoam. You can make it work to how you want. Just like this. Oh, piece was too long. Cut that shit. Put it back up there. See? Now I could have done like a high-end professional video where you see like 10 seconds of me just cutting something stupid and putting in there, and you just see everything looks all perfect. But you gotta fuck around with shit to get it to look right. Every now and then I watch those channels where it's like just cut and cut and cut, you know, a scene after scene, and it's like they'll say like, oh, I cut this like this, and there's like 10 more extra pieces than what he was cutting. It's like, well, you skipped like fucking a whole bunch of steps. So goofy. This was like last minute, and I forgot about the putting up the door. You don't have to. You don't have to make a door if you don't want to. It's not a big deal. I'm sure no one's gonna really complain about it, but I just put it there to make it look like it makes sense. And if you wanted to make like that second part at the top of room, I guess you could, but it's like, what's the point? And I'm just chiseling out the bottom to make it look rough. That's all it's for. To make it look like, you know, people come in and out of there, so it's gonna get like a lot of traffic, so it's gonna be like worn down. Like you see the top doesn't fit just right. It's a little bit like crooked and shit. That's okay. We can cut that shit and make it look nice. Even though my fucking arm's in the way. But I'm just trimming off the edge. So now it's all square, but you still got that fucked up piece on the left. So when it doesn't fit just right, that was a lot of overhang in the back. Good job. Get to the other side, damn it. Oh, I'm just like angling the top a little bit. You don't have to do that. It don't matter. Did I do that for the front? Move your fucking hand! You can tell I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, see how the whole front doesn't work? So I cut all the way down into it, and now you look like a piece of the bunker's actually been like blown off. Yeah, we got some structural damage. It's just there to cover imperfections. And it gives the bunker a little bit of life. Or personality. In worst case, you could have put like a ton of like drywall mud or filler or whatever and cover that shit up. But it works out either way. Just a little bit more. I'm gonna put some holes. This dry deck's the only reason I picked this shit up. This shit sucks. And I even used it like because I had a hole from a shelf on my wall. And the only cool thing about it, first of all, I picked it up because I didn't have any, the normal putty that I used, I didn't seal the fucking thing, so like a quarter of it dried up. This shit though, it goes on pink, it dries white, which is cool because it's like, alright, if you're doing like holes on a wall and you have white walls, you're gonna know where you went and where you didn't. Great, that's a genius idea. But even like on the wall, it's not like thick like drywall paste. It's more like a like almost like pudding, and it sits there for a little bit, and it almost like runs a little bit, like it's melty. And it doesn't get hard. It's always stays soft and like peely, like man, I don't even know how you fucking describe it. But it doesn't get like hard and chalky or anything. So like when you go to like sand some spots out, it kind of like tears. So I don't recommend this stuff. It was only $5 for that little thing, and that little thing did like this and 3 other 4 other buildings I did. It's not a lot, and it took like 3 days to fucking completely dry. Where drywall mud, even if you put it on thick in some places, like a day and a half is like the longest. So I don't recommend that shit. It's at Walmart, but the only cool thing about it was the color change. So after priming the whole thing in black, because, well, you can see the white parts that you miss, and when you're painting concrete and stuff, black looks better as an undercoat, and even for like mud and stuff, like black is a better like undercoat than white, and white shows so much more like through the paint, like if you just, because when foam and shit, there's always like little pits you have to go over 2 or 3 times, and if it's white down there, it just shows. It's like an eyesore, and it's a bitch to get sometimes. But if it's like black, it's like, oh, it's a hole, it's deep, so it's gonna look black to you. So it's just the better cover. That's all. That's what I'm trying to say. This cover's better. Fuck. And you know, your basic concrete, no colors, a super dark gray, then a lighter gray, as like a medium wash, then like a lighter, or not a wash, but a dry brush, and then, you know, a lighter dry brush. Usually there's three coats in concrete, and that's all you need. For the dirt color, I used what was the fucking brown? I used like a burnt umber, and then like a nutmeg for the dry brushes. And I think I added like a little bit black to it, just to darken up the base, the base brown coat. I like the way the colors look. They don't contrast too much from each other. The mud, the dirt, or whatever looks simple. And with the trampled area, you can always go like a darker, or add a little bit more black to make it look like it's like wet. Because when, I guess, earth gets trampled a lot, it holds moisture better. I don't know, but it always looks like the paths tend to be like a little darker. At least in trench warfare and all that shit. Probably because of all the shit getting blown up. Showing you how to do the dry brush. Just, simple. The lighter the better. And it's easier to go lighter and just barely touch the model, and just keep that super lightness. You won't see a lot maybe go on, like a lot of the paint won't transfer, but just sit there for like 10-15 seconds and you'll notice it. So it's easier to go lighter than go heavy and then fuck up and then have to restart. It's better to add just a little bit at a time, because it's easier to just say, okay, that's enough, rather than you try to add the right amount in one swipe and be like, all right, that was too much, and you just fucked up. You just got to start over. Yeah, it's very light. And don't be afraid to just barely do it and maybe just come back a day later, because the paint always dries. It always lightens up a little bit. It always goes on darker looking and shit. That's a little hard to see because it's still wet here. just barely touching it. And then for like the trampled area, I go a little heavier. You can see it's still, you can barely see like a difference between the dry. This is like the third coat, and this one's a lot lighter, so you just, usually the first paint, the first base coat will be a color, then I add a little black, and then the first dry brush will just be the solid color of usually a different color, and then that same color with just a little white to it. And it kind of keeps it all like uniformed and looking the same. So you'll get like your super darks will be the furthest away, and then you'll have like your big wide areas will be that second coat, and then your peaks you're gonna have like the third coat. But you know, you can do it till you're satisfied. It doesn't really matter. There's basic rules, but there's no like hardcore rules you don't have to like follow. And I think like in the middle I just do super light. And that's it all. That's all the browns dry. And let's go and do the concrete. I think I did like 2, maybe 1 coat for the concrete. The concrete's pretty easy. Simple, boring. Just shades of gray. And you can just go in with a smaller brush, and if you want to do like detailed work and stuff, I don't mind some of the brown on the concrete, like on the lower areas. It just looks like after rain and stuff. You ever been in like a house or an apartment, on the ground floor, like you'll get mud and like algae, growing on the lower parts of the wall and stuff. It's on the exterior. It's just how it is. You're gonna have paint on that brush? Shit. The hell am I doing? Oh, I had to add more white to that shit. It was too dark. And just go in the real light with a little bit of paint. You can see me using the mat as a template or a palette. And this is it all done. Simple, looks really cool. Again, it's pretty fucking big for your normal like 4x6. It's definitely going to be like the main piece on your table. But for this size, I want to say the base, I think I measured it, was like, hold on, let me double check. Yeah, the overall size was like 14 by 18. So the base and that's the bottom of the hill. So the very edges, that's the size. But everything else fits inside that. And you can make this a lot smaller if you wanted to. You don't have to make it the same size. But I was pretty happy with it. It looks pretty cool. What the fuck am I doing? I'll focus on the front. I think I put models in it. I thought I did. Oh shit. Dreadnought got up there. It's like the Dreadnought can be like anti-air. You can put like some anti-air stuff up there or anything. Just to give you the size of the Space Marines. Primaris. I need to fucking paint those. I got so many models I need to paint. There's a old school Marine next to the Primaris. They both fit pretty good looking out the shooting holes. So does a Dreadnought. So you could put some like big characters with reason, you know. Not putting like Gilliman in there. He doesn't fucking fit. But if you could fit like a Dreadnought, you could usually almost fit like almost anything. But I like him at the top. Looks cool. I need to finish painting. I have so much shit I need to do. But, you know, that's it. Simple. Well, not really simple, but, you know, it's not that difficult. And if I did it, so can you. Alright, take care. Have a good day. Bye.